Rain, coffee, love. In the heart of London, amidst the hustle of the city, there stood a small café nestled between a bookshop and a flower stall. The café, named Café Amour, was known for its cozy atmosphere, delicious pastries, and the owner's overly chatty but well-meaning personality, Miss Marjorie. More than just a place for coffee, it had become a favorite spot for the residents of the neighborhood to gather and escape the city's chaos. One particularly rainy afternoon, Ella Harrison, a local writer with a penchant for daydreaming, sat by the window in her usual corner booth, staring out into the rain, her laptop blinking with an unfinished novel. She was pretty in an understated way, with a cascade of chestnut curls, glasses that always seemed to be slipping down her nose, and a wardrobe full of comfortable sweaters. Ella had been frequenting the cafe for months, but her mind was always elsewhere, lost in the worlds of her characters. But today, her attention was drawn to a newcomer. Liam Dalton, a charming and self-assured lawyer, had just entered the cafe, dripping wet from the rain. He cursed under his breath as he shook off his umbrella, a little too vigorously, splattering water onto a stack of newspapers by the door. His tall, athletic frame and square jaw made him hard to miss, especially with his dark, damp hair tousled in that annoyingly perfect way. Ella tried to return to her novel, but her eyes kept flicking to the stranger. Liam, oblivious to the attention, approached the counter where Miss Marjorie stood, beaming her usual toothy grin. "Well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes, dear?" Miss Marjorie chirped, not missing a beat. "What'll it be? A coffee to warm you up? Or perhaps something stronger for a cold, wet day like this?" Liam chuckled, a deep, velvety sound that seemed to fill the room. "A strong coffee would do just fine, thanks." "Coming right up," she winked. As she bustled away, Liam looked around for a seat, his gaze landing on the only available one, directly opposite Ella. "Mind if I join you?" he asked, gesturing to the seat. Ella, caught off guard, blinked up at him. "Oh, no, not at all. Please," she mumbled, hastily moving her papers aside, knocking over her coffee cup in the process. It tipped precariously, sending a stream of coffee across the table. "Oh no. I'm so sorry," she exclaimed, flustered. Liam, quick on his feet, grabbed a napkin and helped mop up the spill, laughing. "It's all right, really. I'm just glad it didn't end up in your laptop. That could have been tragic." Ella blushed, her cheeks warming under his gaze. "Yeah, that would have been the end of my writing career." "Writer? Huh? That sounds interesting," he said, settling into the chair. "I'm Liam, by the way." "Ella," she replied with a small smile. "And what about you? You don't look like the type to hang around cozy cafes." "I'm a lawyer. You can usually find me buried in court documents, not pastries. But I'm trying to change that," he added with a grin. Miss Marjorie here makes it hard to resist. They exchanged pleasantries, and soon, the conversation flowed as easily as the rain outside. Ella found herself surprised by how much she was enjoying his company. Liam was witty, with just the right amount of sarcasm, and he seemed genuinely interested in her writing, despite his intense career. For someone so polished, he had a warmth that made Ella feel surprisingly comfortable. But, of course, no budding romance could exist without a series of mishaps. As they spoke, Miss Marjorie swooped by with a slice of cake. "This one's on the house. Love birds," she winked, before bustling away again. Ella nearly choked on her coffee, while Liam burst out laughing. "Lovebirds? We've only just met. I think she's got an overactive imagination," Ella muttered, cheeks flaming red. But as they continued talking, both secretly found themselves enjoying the teasing idea of lovebirds more than they'd admit. Over the next few weeks, their meetings at Café Amour became regular occurrences, each time more comfortable and familiar. Ella would sit at her usual table, pretending to work but secretly waiting for Liam to walk through the door, which he always did with a smile that seemed meant just for her. Miss Marjorie, meanwhile, took every opportunity to play matchmaker, leaving extra chocolates at their table and winking every time she walked by. One evening, after an especially long day at work, Liam showed up at the cafe looking more disheveled than usual, his tie loosened and dark circles under his eyes. "Rough day?" Ella asked, noticing the exhaustion on his face. "You have no idea," he sighed, sinking into the chair across from her. "I had to deal with a particularly difficult client, and let's just say it wasn't the most pleasant experience." Ella smiled sympathetically. "Well, you're in the right place for some comfort food." She pushed a plate of cookies towards him. "Here, sugar fixes everything." Liam grinned, taking a bite of the cookie. "You're right. This is definitely helping." They sat in comfortable silence for a moment, the clinking of cups and the hum of quiet conversations around them. But something felt different tonight, an unspoken tension that neither of them had acknowledged. "I have to ask," Liam began slowly, his voice softer than usual. "Why do you come here every day? Not that I'm complaining, but don't you ever get tired of it?" Ella hesitated, her fingers playing with the edge of her coffee cup. "I guess I just like the routine. And, well, it's hard to write when I'm alone at home. Too many distractions. Here, it's like the world slows down a bit." Liam nodded thoughtfully. "Yeah, I get that. I guess I've been coming here for the same reason. It's peaceful." They exchanged a glance, both of them realizing at that moment that it wasn't just the cafe that had become a refuge. It was each other. The comedy of their growing connection unfolded in the most unexpected ways. One day, while rushing out of the cafe to avoid a sudden downpour, Liam's umbrella turned inside out, drenching both him and Ella in rain. They burst into laughter, standing soaked on the sidewalk, looking utterly ridiculous. "Remind me why I keep coming back here," Liam joked as they huddled under the awning of the nearby flower shop, dripping water onto the pavement. "Because it's fun?" Ella replied, shaking her wet curls like a dog, splattering Liam with even more water. Yeah. Fun. That's the word, Liam said dryly, but the smile on his face said otherwise. Their relationship deepened over shared stories, teasing banter, and accidental touches that lingered just a little too long. But as in all good dramas, a misunderstanding was bound to rear its head. One day, Ella overheard Liam talking on his phone in the cafe, mentioning an upcoming date. Her heart sank. She had been foolish to think he felt the same way about her. She was just his friendly cafe companion. Nothing more. Feeling embarrassed and hurt, Ella started avoiding the cafe, opting to write at home instead. Liam noticed her absence immediately, texting her a few times but receiving only short, polite replies. He felt the growing distance but didn't understand why. A week passed, and Ella couldn't stand it anymore. The loneliness and regret gnawed at her. She missed Liam's laugh, his terrible jokes, the way he always managed to brighten her day. Deciding she had to face him, Ella returned to Café Amour one evening, hoping to find him there. And she did, sitting at their usual table, looking lost in thought. Nervously, she approached. "Hey," she said quietly. Liam looked up, his face lighting up the moment he saw her. "Ella, where have you been?" I thought you were seeing someone," she blurted out before she could stop herself. Liam blinked in confusion, then let out a laugh of disbelief. "What? No. No. That was just my sister. I was helping her plan a date for her anniversary." Ella felt a wave of relief crash over her. "Oh. I thought." Liam stood up, stepping closer to her. "You thought wrong, Ella. If there's anyone I've been wanting to see more of, it's you." She smiled, feeling a warmth spread through her chest. "Really? Really?" he replied, his voice soft and genuine. "I've missed you." Without another word, Liam leaned in, brushing a soft kiss against her lips. Ella's heart raced, but she kissed him back, the cafe fading around them. From behind the counter, Miss Marjorie grinned widely, giving a satisfied nod. "About time," she muttered to herself, wiping down a table nearby. And just like that, amidst laughter, little misunderstandings, and stolen kisses, their story truly began.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, likes and share this video for friends. If you wanna learn, join and enjoy.